What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we just finished watching the go home show for WrestleMania and for Monday Night Raw at least, and it was a solid show. I definitely love how the show ended off with the triple threat between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk and Paul Heyman, how that played out. So I'm definitely going to talk about that. And I also want to talk about what happened with Gunther and Jey Uso tonight. I think they had some respectively pretty interesting promos. They didn't touch, they didn't crash out like I think some of us was expecting, but it is the way they're building things up and setting things up. I think we're gonna have a pretty memorable match. So first things first, I want to start off actually talking about Jey and Gunther. So Gunther comes out there. I believe Michael Cole was supposed to have an interview with him, but they made it seem like he just came out there early to get it out the way. He comes out there and pretty much he had a different demeanor. It was a demeanor of being upset, being irritated, kind of being frustrated. And he was talking about how he's going to destroy Jey, how Jey's not on his level, how he can't even lace up his boots. He's glad that Jey is now wanting to be more serious because he's going to take his best shot and destroy him once and for all. He even brought up the reference of, him talking to his mom later on and, after everything's over, and how, they're going to talk about how he ended Jey Uso and destroyed him. He told him to pray to God because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter what's going to happen to him. Is going to be exactly what he expects, and that is Jey to fall. He even talked about and relished in the fact that he destroyed Jimmy Uso. He was really happy about that. He enjoyed it. He said, "No, I wasn't upset. I was in control. I was in control when what I was doing. I enjoyed every second of destroying your brother, and I'm going to enjoy every second of destroying you." And crowd was really booing him. He got some real good heel heat, and I enjoyed that. But what made this very interesting is the fact that you can tell he was upset. He was frustrated. That promo where he basically was talking about how he doesn't get upset, how he doesn't get flustered, he was upset. He was doing the exact same thing that he said he wasn't. And I like that. I like that they show Gunther visibly upset, visibly concerned, but he's using a defense mechanism to basically be like, nah, I'm good. Jey still can't lace up my boots. I'm going to pack them up. So later on in the show, Jey comes out there and crowd's eating. He has all black on. Apparently he has another tattoo on his neck. So he's Mr. Cool Guy right now. He comes out there, crowd's yeeting. He's kind of vibing with him. He's not initially yeeting with him off rip. He dabs up Pat McAfee, dabs up Michael Cole. Shout out to Michael Cole getting his dab game better. And, he's about to talk. The crowd's like, one more time. So he tells them in the back, run it one more time. They run it one more time. He eats with everyone, but he starts to try to get serious. And he let it know. He let it be known. Hey, I said what I needed to say last week. I ain't really got to say much other than when I see you at WrestleMania, I gots to get you. I'm gonna hurt you. And I'm gonna do this for myself. I'm gonna do this for my people out here. I think he said his mom was out there. And I'm gonna do this for Jimmy. And I'm going to take you down, Gunther. You got to get dealt with. I'm going to crash out, but you got to get dealt with. And I'm taking that World Heavyweight Championship from you. And I like how he kind of ended it because he looked at the camera because he's standing on an announce table the entire time. He looks at the camera that's in the ring and he's like, look, I want y'all to realize Gunther, he's mad. He's upset because he knows what's about to happen. He knows he about to get his ass whooped on WrestleMania weekend. So I like the fact that he basically understands, yeah, you're afraid because you know what's about to happen. You've been down this road before. You know how this ends. I like that. I like that. I did. Granted, I was hoping for a little bit of a crash out, but I think we're probably gonna get that hopefully during the match. Jay's gonna eventually tap in, lock in to his Samoan powers and overcome Gunther. It's gonna be a good moment, and I'm here for it because I think Jay definitely does deserve to have his moment, man. He does. So I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. Now, I have to talk about the main event segment, which was a talking segment. A lot of us were wanting to see how things were going to play out and what was going to be said. Roman Reigns showed up, and throughout the show, Paul Heyman, he's in the back. He's trying to talk on the phone to probably call Roman, but Roman's not saying anything. And if you guys saw what Roman posted earlier today on Twitter, he had like this monologue of talking about realizing you can't trust everyone. After everything he's done for the company, for the business, sometimes you just can't trust people. You can only trust yourself. And we kind of seen more themes of that tonight because as Roman Reigns is pulling up and Paul Heyman's waiting for Roman to pull up, CM Punk sits by him. And he's like, hey, man, you looking stressed, bro. Look in my eyes. What do you see? And of course, Paul says, the cult of personality. And he's like, no, bro, you see a genuine friend that cares about you. Mind you, while he's talking to him and has his arm around Paul Heyman, that's when Roman Reigns pulls up and he sees this. And at that point, you can tell Roman's over it when it comes to Paul Heyman. So he walks off. Paul Heyman follows behind him. They do their normal stuff, get into the ring, put up the ones in the pyro. But he's, looking beside him, and Paul's looking kind of nervous. So they get in the ring, and obviously he asked the people of, I believe they were in Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken. He asked them to acknowledge him. They did. They were doing a Roman Reigns chant, and Roman played up to it. He's like, you see, y'all appreciate me. Y'all appreciate me. Y'all acknowledge me. I can trust y'all. But you want to know who I can't trust? And as he's kind of alluding to Paul Heyman, the crowd's chanting, you fucked up to Paul Heyman. And what I loved about this is Netflix tried to censor this, but Roman kind of just went with it. It's like, you know what? Now say it a little bit louder so Paul Heyman can hear you. And they were chanting, you fucked up. They tried their best to bleep it as much as they could, but it didn't matter, bro. They were already into it. They might as well just roll with the punches on the curse words, right? So after the you fucked up chants, basically Paul was like, look, man, this is not something, I'm not trying to betray you. I'm just trying to repay a debt that I owe, a favor that I owe. And Roman's like, nah, bro, see, that's your favor. I never asked anyone to help me in war games, which he didn't. I never asked for you to go seek out CM Punk. That's something you did. So basically, I'm the one that gets screwed over in this. I'm the one that got to pay for something for your dumbass favor. I got to pay for it. Why? Seth comes out there. And what I love, what they've done with Seth this entire feud, they've made Seth first just a raging crash out because he hates CM Punk so much and Roman, to the master manipulator, the architect of what he was in the Shield, playing the long game, the mind games, and thinking his way out of both of these guys, outthinking them in a sense. And that's the role they're kind of giving Seth. Because Seth comes out there, he's like, look, you got almost all of it correct, but there's a little bit of that you're missing. A little bit of that you're missing. He talked about this is one of the most important triple threat matches of all time for WWE. Whoever wins this will be shaping the future of WWE. And it can't be you, Roman, because what you stand for is someone that doesn't show up, barely shows up, only when it's convenient for you. You're not here for the long haul. You don't really care like that. And it ain't for people like CM Punk, people that can take their ball and go home whenever they see fit, only to come back and benefit off the backs of everyone else that stayed. It has to be me because I'm the one that sits up here. It has to be for me and guys like me that bust our ass and break down our bodies mentally, physically, emotionally, just to make sure that this business can still thrive and survive. So that's why I got to win this. But let's break this down even more. You still don't get it, though. You're almost there, but you still don't get it. Because, see, Paul Heyman, even though I could have put him in a hospital last week, I didn't. And the thing is with this, with favors, he can choose if he wants to repay his favor to me. If he wants to repay the debt, he can choose to do that. I'm not asking him to do it because I don't expect him to. He's a scumbag. So I don't expect him to do that, to repay a favor, even though I spared him. And I'm okay with that. But you got to ask yourself this one important question. If it's a choice, then why is Paul Heyman still choosing to repay his debt to CM Punk? And I like how he worded that, because Paul Heyman could easily said no. He could have lied to him if he wanted to, but he's not. Why is that? So Roman's like, you know what? You're right. You're right, bro. Some people I can't trust. And, I understand that. But don't really matter. And he ends up hitting Seth Rollins. He attacks him, throws him into the ring post. And then Paul Heyman's thinking he's on his side. But no, he pushes Paul Heyman to the ground. This is the first time in a while, outside of the whole Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar situation, that we've seen Roman get mad at Paul. So once that happens, CM Punk runs out there. They start fighting. He throws a Roman Reigns out the ring. He goes to check on Paul. Roman gets back in the ring, hits him with a spear, starts attacking him on the ground. Then all of a sudden, as he's getting up, Seth Rollins comes back in the ring and hits Roman Reigns with the steel chair, the infamous callback from when Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns with the steel chair to break up the Shield. The infamous callback. I love that so much because it's always just a good callback. They did it last year when Roman hit Seth with the steel chair in the back. This time it was Seth once again hitting Roman Reigns with a steel chair in the back. Great callback. And from that moment, that's when Seth capitalizes, hits CM Punk with the curb stomp, and then goes to the other corner, hits Roman Reigns with the curb stomp, and then he looks at Paul Heyman as Paul Heyman is surprised at what just happened. And Seth Rollins stands tall heading into WrestleMania. Now, the question becomes, does Seth Rollins still continuously stand tall heading out of WrestleMania? I know I predicted that Seth may be the one to win it, but 2 weeks in a row he stood tall against Roman and CM Punk. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm still leaning towards Seth, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk wins this. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Seth finally snaps and goes heel. I don't know. But either way, I enjoyed this segment. This was a great segment to end off the show. Could this go home show been a little bit better? For sure. I think last year's go home show definitely was more impactful for sure, in my personal opinion. But this was good. I like what they're doing with the triple threat. They're making the triple threat seem very important, even though there's nothing officially on the line, like no titles or anything like that. You still care about this feud because these are arguably some of the most over individuals in WWE right now, and they're all fighting, and two of them are fighting over Paul Heyman's affections at some point. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, hey, this was a pretty okay go-home show. I'm hoping SmackDown definitely ends off with a bang, a little bit more action to that show. But hey, looking forward to seeing how things are going to play out at WrestleMania. Hey, comment down below. Let me know. As a go-home show, did you guys enjoy it? Or did you guys feel like it was a little bit lackluster? Could have been more done. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See you on the next one. Peace.